Hey there, this is Ben Fuller from Modi. We are going to take a look today at one of our finance industry demo accounts. This is set up for finance brokers, which is one of the specialities that we have here at Modi. So when we have a look at this account, you can see that we've got three pipelines. We're going to be focusing in on the applications and the referrals pipeline, and just it's good enough to know that there is the option of having an advisory pipeline if that is part of your brokerage setup. In the applications pipeline, we've got a fairly typical setup here. This can be used either for mortgage or asset brokerage. So we've got lead in, assigned, contact made, pre-approval docs, all the way through to pending extra docs, unconditionally approved and ready for settlement. These stages are very easy to edit inside of the system. When we have a look at the referral pipeline, the idea of the referral pipeline here is to referral base and get them to send the first applicant. From there, we manage the referrers in an account management process we'll go into a little bit later in this video. Back into the applications pipeline here. We're going to dive into one of the deals here and have a look at custom fields. Now, the first thing to note about Pipedrive is it's a heavily activities-based system, and the icons that you can see here on the right-hand side of all of these deals indicate the status of activities against these deals or applications that we're trying to close. We're not going to go into the use of activities too heavily in today's session, but suffice to say it's a key part of the setup that we do with Pipedrive for finance brokers. Finance brokers, your industry is very heavily activities based. There's a lot of automations, a lot of reminders. And so everything you see here today is barely scratching the surface of some of the automation that we build inside of Pipedrive for you. I'm just going to dive into this particular deal here. When we come into this deal, you can see on here we have some summary information. So the deal value, we have the deal person, we have the label. This particular label says HVC. We're going to add that it's mortgage finance in this case. We have our lead source. Then as we come down, we've got some key date fields, some automatically calculating commission fields, some rate and loan details, including application number, the lender, the loan term, the type of loan, the loan type, in a different format, in this case, multiple option. We've got the LVR, the indicative rate, and if we're doing asset finance, we've got a balloon and a balloon figure here. We've got the applicant details, including outstanding documents. So as documents come in, for example, if they send through the driver's license, Medicare and passport, we can mark those off. We've got the applicant number 2, maybe a spouse, guarantor, the client application form that we're going to touch on in a moment, the cloud drive folder that's automatically set up and synced to Pipedrive. We've got the referrer here and the referral person, and then we've got the applicant details here. All of these custom fields are easily edited and customized for your particular use case. On the right-hand side over here, we have a pin note, we have an email, we have an activity that we need to complete, some more activities, and as we scroll down, we've got the upload or repeated upload of the discovery form or the application form. So what we're going to do here is, as a deal is moved into, let's say, the pre-approval doc stage or the contact made stage, we automatically create an application form and link it to this deal. So you can see as I come down here, we've got this client application form. If I click into this client application form, you can see here, we've got our logo here, Financier, which is our finance brokerage, and we've got all the details that have been pulled across from that particular deal in Pipedrive. So this is all automatically populated. This form here is dynamic, and so if I select relationship status is married, it says who are you married to, what are their details. If I select that my living arrangements are renting, it says how much per week, what's the length of the tenancy, and so on and so forth. The key thing about this particular form is that you can upload files into the form. So for example, you can upload driver's license details. You can also submit the form multiple times. So here, if I click on update, this will submit the form. The form comes in as a note into Pipedrive, and it also comes in as a PDF. So here you can see the summary PDF. The beautiful thing about this is that the form remembers all of the information that's been submitted. So what you can do is you can send this form out to the applicant can submit. If you find that the applicant hasn't provided all of the details, you can then come in and submit more details over the top. And each time you submit, we timestamp it. So you can see here, here's the submission timestamp. And we also create the PDF, which provides version control for the form. That application form sticks to the deal all the way through. You can also, if we have a look at the referral pipeline here, whenever a referral deal is created, so if I go into Right Choice Accounting here, and I go into the person, Ash, you can see we've created a referral form that can be shared with Ash to make it super easy for Ash to submit referrals to us. So if I click here like this, it opens up into the form. It's already got Ash's details in it. I can put the client name that Ash might be maybe submitting a referral form. I can put Solly's details in here. I can put a note. And when I submit, this automatically creates a deal in the first stage of our pipeline. So if I come across here to the application, here you can see, here's Solly Tester, and that has been created. It's got the referrer in it. It's got all of the details in it. And that's automatically created off the submission of that referral form that each of your referrers is given. They can just bookmark that form. Now, a few other key points. As the deal moves through the different stages of the pipeline, we send email updates to the referrer. So if I go back in here, we can see the referrer on this particular one is for Vic Davis, right? Now, as we're moving the deal through the different stages of the pipeline, Vivek is receiving an email. That email looks like this. Update referrer, application submitted. When the deal is moved into the application submitted stage, this email is automatically sent to the referrer person. When the deal is moved into the unconditionally approved stage, this template goes out, and you can see here, application unconditionally approved. It provides automatic updates to those referrers so that you don't have to do it, and so that they're not contacting you to see where that application is at. Now, there's a few more automations we're going to have a look at here. If I come across into this deal, you can see that Ellen here is listed as an applicant. When her deal is won in the application pipeline, she will be automatically updated to customer. If she was a referrer, she would be labeled referrer. The next thing here, and another automation, watch what happens if I move Mick from the Rolling Stones into the application submitted stage. What you'll see here is the submission date will automatically update. You see that? It automatically updates with today's date. The same thing occurs if I move it into unconditionally approved, and if I move it into the settlement stage, these two dates here will automatically update. Now, back across into this deal here, if we mark this deal as won, that sets off a whole chain of automations around the loan anniversary, right? So you can see here that settlement date just got updated just then because I marked the deal as won, and it's picking up on today's date. From here, there are a series of automations, email automations, that will go out. So if I click on email here, what you can see is you can see interest rate review 6 months, home loan anniversary 12 months, interest rate review 18 months, home loan 2-year review. Now, if we have a look at the 6-month rate review here, what is happening is after 6 months, so 6 months after this date here, we send out this email, which is informing our customer about the interest rate review that we're about to undertake, right? The same thing happens at the 12-month anniversary. We send our 12-month anniversary email, we send our 18-month email, we send our 2-year email. All of this is happening automatically in the background. We're also creating notification activities so that you know that you need to do those reviews, and so that you know that those emails have gone out. Now, a couple of other things. If I move a deal into this stage here, what we should see That one didn't work. If I move a deal into this stage here, you can see this is a required field. Now, this required field here is asking for loan type, but you can set any field as a required field to make sure that the information is being gathered by your brokers as the deal's being moved through the pipeline. So in this case, I'm going to say that the required field here, the answer to the loan type is first mortgage, for example. Now, a couple of the more advanced features of Pipedrive that make it very easy to work with from a finance broker's perspective. If I come across here and I click into my contacts and I click into contacts timeline, what we're looking at here is these are all of my referrers in the system. So I have 30 referrers here, and I've set a cadence that I need to contact them at least quarterly. The system is telling me that there's 10 referrers that haven't been contacted. So if we look at this, what we're seeing here is you can see Lawrence Lulu here. Our last meeting with Lawrence was the 19th of September. If I scroll up, you can see the people highlighted in red here, like Ferry, they have no activity. So these are the activities here that have been done in the past. And as we scroll up, we can see that some of these people here do not have activities in the past, which is why they're highlighting in red to say, hey, these are referrers. You've told us that you want to be contacting them at least quarterly, and there's 10 of them that you haven't contacted. And so what we would do, if we take Mick Jobman here from Rolls Accounting, I could come in here and I could create an activity for one of my staff. So let's create an activity for this staff member here. And I'm going to, for Grant, and we're going to create that activity for tomorrow and hit save, right? There's that activity created for Grant. The next thing we're going to have a look at here is the forecast view. Now, if I come back into the system here and I jump into this particular deal, you'll see these are the key dates that we have here. Now, this is one way to view these key dates, but another way to have a look at the key dates is if we come across into the forecast view. So what we're looking at here is these are the same deals that were in the pipeline, but we're sorting them now by settlement date. And you can see across the top are the weeks of the year. So this is the 41st week of the year running from the 6th of October, the 12th of October, the 42nd week of the year running from the 13th of October, the 19th of October. These are all of our deals and their estimated settlement dates. So we can check at any stage without needing to look into every one of these deals and see where those settlement dates are or see the upcoming settlements. We can just simply click here on the forecast view and have a look at our upcoming settlement dates. And if a settlement gets pushed, let's just say Mick from the Rolling Stones here is no longer settling in that 3rd or 4th week of October. He's being pushed out to the 1st week of November. And let's say it's happening on Friday the 8th. Right now, when I go into this deal, what we should see is that settlement date is now showing Friday the 8th of November. There it is there. So you can see that information there. And so being able to use the power of Pipedrive to not only see your deals in this milestone orientated view here, but also see the deals in this forecast style view where you can view them by date rather than by milestone. That about finishes up the overview of Pipedrive for finance brokers. The key takeaways here are you obviously have an applications pipeline. A referral pipeline is absolutely critical. Using external forms to gather information like our finance review form here or our referrer lead form is also absolutely critical. Having your custom fields set up correctly, using key dates within those custom fields, making sure that your labels automatically update for data segmentation and reporting purposes, making sure you've got those automated emails that are going out to your referrers and the automated emails that are going out to your customers on your loan anniversaries. Just having all of the automation, all of the email templates, all of the stages set up correctly, all of those custom fields, making sure that everything is tracking as it should so that all of your reporting and all of your data segmentation for marketing is all automated. And so hopefully this type of setup makes your life easier.